It'd still be a stretch to call Hillary Clinton anything but the front runner to win the Democratic nomination for the presidency. But for those who thought there wouldn't be any primary at all, well, Bernie Sanders has managed to turn that wisdom upside down. And if Joe Biden gets into this thing, who knows?
You know you might be onto something when a variation of your first name is part of a trending hashtag on Twitter. And while Hillary Clinton may not be feeling the burn just yet, Sanders does continue to turn up the heat as he's closed the gap in New Hampshire to 6 points and ever so close to the margin of error.
It's also important that he continues to be seen as a more likable candidate. So now he has higher net favorability ratings than Clinton does, even though he's not as well known.
Adding more intrigue to the Democratic primary field, the revelation this week that Vice President Joe Biden just might be ready to jump into it. That surfaced after the compilation of numbers in this survey, but Smith says that should Biden dive into things, the 5 points of support that Biden currently has would surely grow and likely be siphoned from the softer ring of Clinton's support.
So it's a more centrist candidate, as a more blue-collar candidate. Biden would certainly cut into Clinton's coalition of Democrats.
As for the rest of the field that includes Lincoln Chafee, Jim Webb, and Martin O'Malley, the latter has been the most active on the campaign trail. But with Sanders' surge and Clinton's institutional and financial backing, O'Malley and others continue to tread in very shallow water.
O'Malley has been in New Hampshire quite a bit. He's campaigned a lot, but he's just not able to get into the limelight where Clinton is seen as the front runner and the probable nominee, and Bernie Sanders is the anti-Clinton or the anti-establishment candidate.
Of course, it's still a half year away from primary day. There's still a large chunk of voters out there who have yet to make up their minds. But what was once little more than a political exercise, a lot of people thought on the Democratic side, just might prove to be more interesting than anyone thought. Full numbers can be found on both sides of things at WMUR.com. Josh McKelvin, WMUR News 9.